Hello students, welcome back. A very good morning to all of you. Now again we will start with the same chapter, conservation of soil. In our previous video we had discussed few points related to this chapter. In this chapter today we will start the rest of the points related to this chapter. Now in the previous chapter, we were discussing about agents of soil erosion. Let me recap it again. Let me revise it again. First, wind. Second, water. Third, human beings. Right? Up to human beings, we have already discussed. Now the fourth one, overgrazing. Sometimes animals graze away all the grass of a land area, leaving the soil exposed to wind and water. Animals have to graze the grass. Herbivores have to eat grass. Right? And sometimes they graze away all the grass of a land, due to which roots also come out and the soil becomes very loose. Right? And the roots of the soil hold the roots of the grass, hold the soil and prevent it from erosion. All of us know that roots of the soil hold the plant to the soil, right, and prevent it from erosion. When there are plants everywhere, soil erosion is not possible. If it's just an open area of land having no plants over there, that soil gets eroded away very fast. But when there is no grass, the soil is easily eroded by water and wind. Just imagine an open area, a huge big piece of land. Half of the area is covered with grass and half of the area is without grass. Right? Just soil. Right? And when it rains, the grassy area, it's okay, it's comfortable. No muddy water over there. And when you reach the area which is all open without grass, there is just, it gets sticks over there, right? It's sticky land over there, right? And when wind blows fast, that time the fine particles from that area which is open, which is without grass, right? Those fine particles, right? They are there in the whole area. They blow away with the wind, causing problems to the people around. And that top layer also gets blown away with the wind. Now, effects of soil erosion. First effect, soil erosion decreases the capacity of the land to grow crops. Why so? Because the fertile layer of the soil is lost. It also prepares the ground for the birth of deserts. Deserts, barren lands where no vegetation is possible, because slowly topsoil gets washed away, right? And a day comes when the land becomes barren. Nothing is possible that time. We can't grow anything over there. Plants hold the soil and also attract the clouds, so help in bringing rain. That's why always we are saying go green. Plant more and more trees, because plant help hold the soil and they help in bringing rain, because they attract the clouds. When clouds burst, it gives us rain. Scarcity of water and lack of vegetation cover turns a fertile land into desert land. Scarcity of water, less water, pani ki kami, where there is very less shortage of water, and lack of vegetation cover, right? These are the reasons which turn a fertile land into desert land, and this process is known as desertification. Understand this term, desertification. Desertification means when a fertile land turns into a barren land due to scarcity of water and lack of vegetation cover, where there is very shortage of water. Water is very less and no vegetation around, because the topsoil is not there. Fertile soil is lost, right? And this gives rise to desertification. Prevention of soil erosion. Now, this is the topic, conservation of soil. How to prevent soil from being washed away. Soil is precious, it's the base of life on earth. We must protect it from erosion. We have already discussed in our first video, that soil is really very precious, right? And it's the base of our life on earth. Preventing the soil from erosion is called soil conservation. This is the definition of soil conservation, students. Preventing the soil from erosion is called soil conservation. And some effective ways of soil conservation are forestation, soil conservation in open grounds, soil conservation on hill slopes, soil conservation on river sides. These are some effective ways, right, with which we can conserve our soil. We can prevent our soil from erosion. These are the pictures of these. These are, right, afforestation. People are planting trees everywhere. Planting trees in large numbers, right? These are cover crops. These are terrace farming, right? These are bunds. These are some methods of soil conservation. Now, first, afforestation. It's a simple step we have to take. We have to grow more and more plants, right? Anywhere. We have a lot of empty space. We can grow plants anywhere, right? It's not that we have to think that we have to plant the trees in our own area. No, it's not only, whole world is ours. Whole area is ours, isn't it? Everyone is our own. So we can think about others also. If we have a park around, we can grow plants in that area also. The oxygen from that park will enter our houses, in your neighborhood, right? So we must grow trees in large numbers to combat deforestation. Now, deforestation, you know, it's cutting down of trees, but on the other hand, we should think that that is also important, because we need wood for many purposes, for furniture, for doors, for windows, for number of things we need this wood, isn't it? That is also important, but not in the way right now people are cutting down the trees. And if we want to combat this deforestation, we should go for afforestation. That means we should grow more and more plants. We should grow more and more trees, right? If we are cutting down 5 trees, we should grow 20 trees. We should plant more trees over there so that we can combat this deforestation. Growing trees on a large scale is called afforestation. It's not that we can plant a tree over here and that is, no. We will sow a seed and we will say, okay, it's afforestation. No. Afforestation means growing plants on a large scale, large area. The trees have the capacity to hold the soil with their roots. We have discussed it previously also. Trees have the capacity to hold the soil with their root. That's why trees are more important. They are the barriers against this soil erosion, right? They can hold the soil tightly, right? And can prevent it from soil erosion, and thus preventing it from being taken away by water and wind. Soil conservation in open grounds. After the harvest, the soil remains uncovered and under the risk of erosion. Harvest season or Baisakhi or Onam, these are all harvest festivals. You know, whenever a crop is ready, farmers harvest the crops, right? After that, it's open piece of land over there. And there are 100% chances of erosion, because when it rains, when strong winds blow, it will take away the topsoil along with it. To prevent such erosion, the farmers grow crops or grass to cover the soil. To prevent this erosion, they grow some crops, some seasonal crops we can say. Seasonal crops, just 2 months, 3 months. Why they say, if they don't want that, they just grow grass over there, so that topsoil doesn't get washed away. These soil covering plants are called cover crops. These crops, right, which we use for covering the soil, we call those cover crops. They hold the soil with their roots, preventing the erosion of the soil, and beside the farmers also grow trees and bushes around the boundaries of their fields. If you have ever been to a village, you must have seen farmers and they're fencing with bushes and trees which protects the rainwater from flowing, right? Those trees absorb the water. That water goes deep into the soil, and first of all the topsoil remains over there, the fertility remains over there, and it doesn't flow into drains. Soil conservation on hill slopes. The rainwater moves down with force from the hills, carrying a lot of fertile soil, right? On the hills there is a lot of soil which is fertile. When it rains, it carries a lot of fertile soil along with it, and this can be prevented by cutting the slopes of hills into steps or terraces and then using them for farming. I've shown you this in the previous diagram. This is terrace farming. This is how step farming is done on hills, right? They grow grass over there, they make steps over there, so that when it rains, water flows from this step to this step, this step to this step. This way, the fertility of the soil is not lost, it remains over there. Step farming is the best way to check soil erosion on the hill slopes. This is the best way, this is regarded as the best way to check soil erosion. The steps slow down the speed of rushing water. These steps are just like your staircase, right? In your society you are having staircase going from one floor to another floor, right? Those are small staircase, these are huge steps, right? And these are plain, right? The speed of the water is not like, it's not slanting, it's plain. Speed is slowed down, and the soil that erodes from the upper steps get collected on the lower steps, and the soil, topsoil, which erodes from the upper step, it gets collected on the lower steps. That way the fertility is not lost, it remains over there, right? And the topsoil also remains over, it doesn't get washed away. Soil conservation on river sides. The fields that are located on the river sides always remain under the risk of soil erosion. Those fields which are near the rivers, they are always under the risk of soil erosion, because whenever it rains, whenever it floods, it takes away all the topsoil along with it. Bunds and embankments can be made to protect soil from erosions. It's like a barrier, right? It's like a barrier to stop the topsoil from being washed away. The bunds and embankments are usually built with stones. They check soil erosion during floods very effectively. Whenever it floods, these bunds and embankments prevent those soil of the farmer, the field soil from being washed away, right? The bunds prevent soil from flowing into the rivers. The embankments prevent the overflow of river water from entering the nearby fields. These bunds prevent soil from flowing into the rivers. The topsoil, when it rains, it becomes loose, right? It prevents them from flowing into the rivers, and the embankments prevent the overflow of river water from entering the nearby fields. When it floods, when it overflows, these embankments prevent the overflow of river water from entering the nearby fields. Okay, this is all in this chapter. Now let me repeat again. Formation of soil, layers of soil, soil erosion, prevention, right? How to prevent the soil from getting eroded, various steps taken. This is all about in this chapter, right? I think we have finished all the topics of this chapter. Now go through both the videos, students, watch it nicely, try to, again I am saying, try to understand. Your concept should be clear regarding the chapters, right? Concept should be completely clear. It's in simple language I'm explaining, the way we are explaining in the class. So there is nothing difficult. So try to understand the chapter very nicely. Right? You can watch it twice, you can watch it thrice if you're not getting it in one go. Watch it again and again so that you can go through, you can understand the topics much betterly. Right?